Wouldn't it be fun to know what your future partner will look like? I'm here to tell you that you can with the use of astrology. All you need to know is your rising sign and you're in business. Let's dive in. My name is Anastasia. I'm a traditional Western astrologer specializing in natal, relationship, and predictive readings. If you like my work and enjoy my content, please take a second to support me. It would mean the world by leaving a like or a comment, subscribing, and pressing that notification bell. It encourages YouTube algorithm to show my content to more people, helps me grow. You also have the option of saying thank you by buying me a coffee. I really appreciate that. If you ever have any questions, if you feel lost, struggle in life, book a reading with me at anastasiadoesastrology.com. I do both natal, looking at your natal promise, your karmic purpose, your strength and weaknesses, and predictive year ahead solar return readings, so I can do both, kind of assess your natal potential and give you advice on what can be improved, as well as look at your future and tell you when the challenging situation might be over, or how you can maximize the good transits and avoid the more challenging ones. Before we dive in, you can also visit my shop and find the candles and oils that I create. In this video, I'd like to highlight Mars Cazimi. This candle is red and it was created when the sun was conjoining Mars in Scorpio. Mars rules Scorpio and the two come together about once in 2 years. So to have it in the sign of rulership and to have them conjunct Cazimi together, it's pretty rare. It's not every 2 years we get this. So this candle is quite powerful. It's powerful for you asserting yourself, being courageous, sticking to your plans. Mars in Scorpio is known as this immovable force that commits to and never gives up. It's very strategic, it's very passionate, so it's also great for the bedroom and for everything that's going on there. It is scented with ginger and spice, and it has a garnet stone to help align it with Mars. So it's perfect for anyone who's struggling with persistence, determination, even confidence. And I highly recommend it for anyone who's born with their natal Mars in Cancer, Libra, or Taurus, which are the sign of its fall and detriment. Meaning if you have your Mars in Taurus or Libra, it might be hard to get you going. You might be sort of too focused on other people and struggle asserting yourself. If it's in Cancer, you may hold your anger in until it explodes. So this candle can be really powerful for managing those levels and helping you navigate challenges in life. I highly recommend this for anyone with their Mars in the 8th or 12th houses. If your Mars is aspecting Saturn or Uranus or Pluto. If your Mars is opposite Venus, this could also be really good, or in a square to Venus. Okay, so the way this video works is, first of all, you need to know your rising sign. And in order to find out your rising sign, check out the chart calculator down below. And so based on your rising sign, we're going to look at the sign opposite your rising, because rising sign always starts your chart. It's at the beginning of your chart and it represents you. While the sun opposite your rising or ascendant, the descendant sign represents your partner. So based on knowing which sign is in your 7th house, we can describe what your future partner will look like. So definitely check it out. This is one of the videos in the series I plan to release. There's also a video talking about where you will meet your significant other. So check that out as well. Okay, and let's talk about what your partner will look like based on your rising sign. So if you are an Aries rising, your 7th house is Libra. So your partner will have those Libran qualities, right? You are likely to draw in someone who has very kind of classical features, very, what's the word? Very, very beautiful, very symmetrical face, right? They sort of may have like a glowing complexion, defined nose, maybe like, kind of good skin. So physically very, very beautiful, very like classically beautiful. Also very Venusian, like your partner might be moving rather slowly or be kind of like very magnetic and naturally charming and, have like a beautiful smile. Nose is definitely quite, a lot of times more prominent, and they may have like a lean body too, because like, you know, it's a Venusian sign, but I find air Venus tends to be, so Libra being air Venus tends to be a lot more kind of, I think, lean versus like round shape, which is more of a Taurus quality. So they're very chatty, not chatty, they're very friendly. They're also very much good at getting along with people, because as an Aries rising, you are someone who is very sort of direct and courageous and impulsive and, you know, a go-getter. So your partner will be the opposite of you. Your partner will help you relax. They will help you chill. They will help you appreciate beauty, not just by looking at them, but I'm like a Libra rising, so you know, of course, but also based on the fact that they will likely to be very creative, very playful, very charming, very good at like getting along with people, and I think they can inspire that. So besides a very beautiful look, they may have dimples, they may have like beautiful smile, like I said, sort of lean body, pleasant to the eye, and very like natural charm that other people find attractive as well. If you'd like to know more, book a reading with me at anastasiadoesastrology.com, and please let me know whether this resonates with what you normally find attractive. Next, if you are a Taurus rising, your 7th house, your descendant, will be in the sign of Scorpio. So for you, the partners you're attracted to have some kind of mystique around them. They may be hypnotic, they may be mysterious, they may be rather like quiet and silent types, not necessarily telling you everything about themselves. They can be like a good conversationalist, but you realize that you're telling them all about your life. Oh my God, I got scared. But like you may realize you're telling them all about your life while they're just listening. What's happening? Everything was like falling and knocking in my apartment. So they're likely to have really deep eyes, and they may have something dark about them, right? Like something like dark as in like they wear black, or they have dark eyes, they have like dark and thick eyebrows, something that's like very pronounced, darker hair, darker clothes, like a vampire type look, but like red lips. So they sort of have this like very femme fatale quality. If it's a man, just like maybe wearing like leather outfits, bike outfits, so like very kind of like sexy. They're likely to be very masculine, so they will move very decisively and have like a powerful body, potentially, you know, sort of like sturdy and muscular and strong, because it's a Mars ruled sign. So your partner will be very kind of like take charge, direct, but at the same time, like I said, very kind of like secretive and private in a lot of ways. Very serious. Like their poker face will be really, really hard to read, because they know what they want to share and who they want to share with, and know which people they don't want to share anything with. So please let me know if this resonates with who you normally find attractive. And if you'd like to know more, book a reading with me at anastasiadoesastrology.com. Next, we have Gemini Risings. If you are a Gemini Rising, your 7th house and your descendant is in the sign of Sagittarius. So you draw in people who are adventurous. They are optimistic. You know, they're optimistic. They likely have a really, really big smile and like have like a defined mouth, like even like sort of eyes that sparkle and twinkle with like enthusiasm and excitement. They may be younger than their age, or they may look younger than their age. They may be younger than their age, look younger than their age, right? You can't really be younger than your age. You are your age. But very kind of like cheerful expression, right? They may have a longer and broader face, because Sagittarius Rising certainly tends to have this like more broad face, like broad forehead, humorous eyes. Like I said, they're also likely to be people who like talk a lot with their hands, gesture a lot, just sort of have like a lot of restless energy, right? And always give out the impression of like having a good time. Well, in reality, they might be like a little bit restless and a little bit like anxious maybe, you know, so that's part of the reason why they're moving. Sagittarius is a sign that rules thighs and legs. So they may have like really long legs and very strong legs, and also longer arms, right? Sag is a half man, half horse. So a lot of times they will have that kind of like strong lower body strength. Very blunt, very, very direct, honest to a fault, right? Very independent, freedom loving, adventurous, open-minded, humanitarian. So kind of very like passionate, I think, about life, about their interests, about certain causes that they hold close to heart. Let me know if this resonates with who you normally go for, and if you want to know more about your chart and about your future, book a reading with me at anastasiadoesastrology.com. Next, we have Cancer risings. If you are a Cancer rising, your 7th house is Capricorn, and that is the sign of your descendant. So as a Cancer rising, you come across as very intuitive, very feminine, very sort of, even if you're a man, you may still be very like soft and kind and sort of warm and nurturing, right? While your perfect partner and who you're attracted to will be very Capricornian, very stoic, very serious, very earthy and grounded, right? They may have like a very serious expression, very like sort of the person means business. They may be traditional in a lot of ways because they work a lot, or, you know, they have kind of serious views on what's right and wrong. Very kind of strong cheekbones are likely, like cheekbones that can cut grass. Is that the saying? I don't know, but like very strong cheekbones, a well-shaped head, kind of teeth, I think, that are really good looking too, because Capricorn is in charge. It's ruled by Saturn. Saturn is in charge of teeth and bones. So, so very like pronounced, you know, bone structure. I think they may also have kind of like penetrating eyes, very mature vibe to them. Very like, even if you're really young and you're dating someone really young, they can come across as like a young adult. Speaking of young or old, you are more likely to date someone older than you when you're younger, versus when you're younger, you may date someone older than you. Sorry, someone younger than you. So this kind of like age dynamic, younger, older, is quite possible here. They may have also like very strong feet and strong bones, so they enjoy like walking, jogging, exercising, etc. They age backwards because Capricorn energy tends to age like fine wine. So, you know, they have this like maybe serious look, but also like the older they get, the more youthful they become, or the more kind of they grow into their age, I think. And so yeah, like, so besides the cheekbones, they can also have like really kind of pronounced collarbones and like sort of more noticeable pokey elbows, or like bonier structure, and like I think a body that is also maybe like lean and tall, or if it's not like average height, then maybe like just like bony. Let me know how this resonates, and if you'd like to know more, book a reading with me at the link or at the link below, or at anastasiadoesastrology.com. Next, we have Leo Rising. If you are a Leo Rising, your 7th house is Aquarius, so your partner will have Aquarian quality, right? First of all, someone unique. Someone who is striking looking, right? Unique is very hard to describe, because unique for me would be different from what is unique for you, right? For someone who lives in like the middle of Russia, dating, I don't know, dating a Chinese person or an Asian American person or an African person will be very unique, right? For somebody who lives in the States, it's not unique, because there is plenty, like if you live in New York, it's all sort of a melting pot. So, you know, maybe you go for someone who is of a different culture, someone who's of a different nationality, someone who looks different than you, I think. Because as the Leo rising, you have this kind of striking, bright personality to you. You're very noticeable. You're very like, you know, loud and proud and bold and confident. And so the partner that you need to balance you is a lot of times like someone who is very like rational, very different looking, very kind of also very structured in a lot of ways. So physically, like I said, very unique looking. They may have wide forehead, sort of. Aquarius is traditionally ruled by Saturn, so we have similar themes to Capricorn for Cancer Rising. So sort of fine bone structure, tall and slim, bony sort of body, unique fashion sense, I'd say. Dreamy kind of eyes that are maybe wandering and they're here, they're not. They may have a high forehead, not just wide forehead, and very like inquisitive, like curious eyes, not only dreamy, but sort of, or also like kind of like inquisitive. They may have, there's like a certain duality always about Aquarius, I think, because they may be, creative, but also really rational. They may be unique, but also very traditional. Like there's something about them where they break the rules, break the norms, but then something else, like they eat the same food or the food that their mother cooked or something like that. So unconventional, eccentric, quirky, unique, and the age difference is quite prominent a lot of times for Leo risings. You may be attracted to younger people, maybe attracted to older people. It's usually not recommended to jump into a relationship really fast, and you're not likely to do so because your 7th house is Saturn ruled. But the older you get, you may find yourself more attracted to younger people versus when you're younger, you may naturally gravitate towards those who are older. Please let me know if this resonates with you, and if you'd like to know more, book a reading with me at anastasiadoesastrology.com to know more about your chart or to know about what's coming up for you in the future. Next, we have Virgo Rising. If you are a Virgo Rising, your 7th house is Pisces. So you are someone who comes across as very well put together, very organized, very sort of clean, neat, perfect. While your 7th house, your relationship partner, you may be attracted to a little bit of creative chaos. You may be attracted to dreamers, to people who can pull you out of this like perfect routine or the need to be perfect, and someone who is maybe not as much of a neat freak as you are. Someone who is maybe a little bit sort of dreamy, they look far off in the distance, they look a little lost, they daydream, they may be a lot more spiritual than you. Pisces energy tends to have like kind of wavy hair, luminous eyes, soft, maybe like bigger lips, right? They can be really good. Your partner can be really good at like adapting to people. Very like changeable at times, hard to pin down, has like sort of fluid image. Be a little bit moody, right? They sort of have this like old soul personality to them, and deep awareness, deep sort of empathy and care for the world. They might be more easily brought to tears, a lot more emotional, which will encourage you to get in touch with your feelings. Pisces rules feet, so they may be dancers. They may be like really good at dancing or really good with their feet, like, a soccer player potentially, or wear like shoes that show off their feet, or just have some kind of like food fetish, right? Or maybe not, but they're like very particular with their feet and have like really, really nicely shaped feet. So look out, look at people's feet and be like, are you my Cinderella or not? Let me know how this resonates. And if you'd like to know more, if you want to know what's coming up for you, book a reading on my website, anastasia.astrology.com. Next, if you are a Libra Rising, my lovely Libra Risings, my team, your 7th house and your descendant is in Aries, which is a Mars-ruled sign, which is a masculine sign. So people you find attractive are very masculine, very tomboyish, very, kind of confident, athletic. They will oftentimes have some kind of competitive edge to them, competitive spirit. And you are very kind of like charming and graceful and diplomatic and people pleasing. So because the opposites often attract, your partner might be a little bit rough around the edges, right? They might be a little bit more blunt, a little bit more direct, a little bit more kind of jumping right into things, right? Like if somebody offends you, you would try to figure things out. They might just like punch the person in the face. If somebody like messes with you and hurts you, they may be like a lot more direct, very passionate, very sort of youthful on a lot of levels too. You may also find yourself more attracted to people who are younger than you. Like, you know, they might be like baby faced on some level. Aries is connected to red, so their face, like their skin tone may be a little bit reddish, or they get red, you know, they sort of yeah, like they turn red when they're shy or when they're like embarrassed or anything like that. Like Aries is a sign of like, it's the first sign, so it's on many levels it's the sign of a little kid, right, that sort of goes for things without thinking, but then hurts themselves and gets angry and then picks up and tries again. So this is who you might be attracted to, or people you might be attracting. They may have scars on their face because Aries rules the head. They may wear a lot of red and look good while wearing red. They may wear a lot of hats and move quick, right? Sort of move quick, be more athletic, be more masculine. Even if you are a guy, you know, the woman you might be attracted to has more of that like direct, go-getter, independent quality. You may actually have some difficulties because of that, right? Because you feel like you really need to spend all the time together, while in reality, your relationships call you to build independence. So your partner, because they might be quite independent and okay on their own, will encourage you to figure out how to be on your own. And yeah, like, you know, even if it's not the scar on their face, they might have like scars and stories to tell about like various injuries that they've experienced, like in their womb or in their playing their various sports. Like they might just be a little bit more like shabby, or like they use their body, they really like use it, instead of Libra might have this energy of like, you know, well, I'm beautiful, I'm gonna put myself on a pedestal and treat myself with like particular care and attention. Please let me know if this resonates with you, what kind of people you tend to attract, and if you want to know more, book a reading with me at anastasiadoesastrology.com. Next, we have the lovely Scorpio Rising. So with Scorpio, it's interesting, right? You come across as this very private, this very kind of quiet and self-protective and, you know, not trusting, at least at first. But then your seventh house is Taurus, so the people you're attracted to are actually these like feminine, even if you are a woman, you might still be attracted to men who have like an element of like sort of softness to them. So you're drawing in people who are chill a lot of times. You're like drawn to someone who is calm and relaxed, right? Because you have this natural sort of ability to intuitively understand what's going on and see things and understand who to trust, who not to trust. So when you meet someone who is like just calm and chill and like, you know, like Taurus, just eats good food and enjoys life, you're like, yes, this is my person, I want you. So if it's, you know, if you're a guy and it's a woman, she's more likely to be very Venusian, very sort of round and bodily, like bigger breasts and thin waist and just like, you know, like an hourglass. If you are a woman, you might be attracted to a man who's like sort of sturdy. He might look like a bull in some ways, right? Sort of like symmetrical and maybe not super tall, but maybe like, you know, kind of sturdy, solid, very sensual. I think your partner will be like very physically sensual, very good at enjoying life. They will be very beautiful too, because it's a Venus ruled sign. Potentially, you know, someone you can like touch, not like overweight or anything, but I think, you know, like Venusian energy, like just someone who like enjoys being touched and someone you want to touch. They can move a little bit more slowly, more deliberately, and just in general be someone who doesn't like to be rushed, someone who likes to take things at their own pace. They may have like darker eyes potentially and have a distinct neck. Taurus rules the neck, and so their neck can be like their sensitive, sensual spot, or like, you know, maybe they have tattoos on their neck, or wear their hair up so you can see their neck. So very like distinct, beautiful neck, as well as Taurus is in charge of the voice and the throat, and so they are likely to have like a beautiful voice, maybe enjoy singing, maybe have like a charming manner of speaking that sets them apart from the rest of the world. Let me know if this resonates with the type of person you normally go for. And if you want to know more, book a reading with me on my website, anastasiadoesastrology.com. Next, we have Sagittarius Rising. If you are a Sagittarius Rising, your 7th house, your descendant is Gemini. So you are someone who's very open-minded, very cheerful, very sort of goal-oriented, very optimistic, right? And your partner will mimic you, but they will be a lot more sort of into the details, a lot more precise, a lot more maybe like, you know, their interests will be wide and far beyond what yours are, because you might tend to like sort of narrow it down, find the unity. They might be the opposite. They might sort of want to learn a lot, want to explore different perspectives, and you will on some level help them figure out what's important. They will help you see the facts and help you see things from the multiple perspectives. So physically, Gemini is ruled by Mercury, so they might look youthful. They're likely to look younger than their age. They are likely to have a lot of nervous energy, right? Be very animated, very chatty. Like they're going to be very talkative. They might come up to you and strike up the conversation, tell you everything about their family, find out everything about yours. They move a lot. Their hands just like gesticulate a lot. Their eyes move here and there. They're just like don't sit still. They're quite restless. I think their eyes are likely to be very curious, very sort of, you know, kind of like paying attention, moving fast, checking everything in. They may have smaller features, smaller sort of like sharper features. Their mouth is quite pronounced because of the way they talk and because of how friendly they are. They might sort of welcome you with a friendly smile and talk to you like they know one another. Mercury rules the arms and hands, so besides the fact that they probably move them around a lot, they're also likely to have like very kind of well-defined hands and very graceful hands. And be very quick in general, I think. Like they may be really fast at doing things, really kind of organized, really quick at doing their work, and quickly moving potentially, you know, like I think because they have that like nervous energy, they may like move their legs a lot or like move their head and just sort of like need to move around. So they can also be quite good at like exercising because of that and sort of meditating and need something that will express this energy. Let me know if this resonates with who you normally find attractive, and if you'd like to know more about your chart and about what's coming up for you, book a reading with me at anastasiadoesastrology.com. Next, we have Capricorn Rising. If you are a Capricorn Rising, you have this image of a stern, hard worker, ambitious, unafraid, a little bit skeptical, a little bit serious. Your 7th house, your descendant, is in Cancer. So what you're attracted to is the opposite of that. You're attracted to someone emotional and soft, and someone who loves to cuddle, and someone you will come home to, and they will have a home-cooked meal for you, and they will warm you up in their, take you in their arms and tell you it's going to be okay. So a lot of times you're attracted to people who are quite gentle, quite nurturing, quite like, you know, for a guy, they will be very feminine. Like your partner might have this like round face and hourglass shaped body with sort of more kind of, yeah, like kind eyes, I think, very kind of caring eyes, pale eyes, yeah, like maybe sort of pale, lighter colored eyes, very luminous, very like slender. Slender arms and slender feet a lot of times could come with Cancer descendant. They may be, you know, like Cancer is ruled by the moon, so a lot of times when they gain weight, they may gain weight more in the middle and sort of get like a bigger belly and sort of spread out like that. They may dress a lot in layers, and slowly as they warm up to you, they will take those layers off, and as they become more comfortable. You know, the fact that Cancer rules the boobs, it rules chest, breasts, they may have bigger breasts, so that is quite likely. And like I said, you know, sort of round face, softer features, very like emotionally expressive face. Like they're not gonna hide how they feel. They're more likely, like their feelings will be visible on their face. And they may also look quite a lot like their parents. So it's someone where you like look at the parent of their parent and you're like, oh, this a picture of their parent and you're like, oh wow, you guys are twins. So very like similar look. Let me know if this resonates to the people you find attractive, and if you'd like to know more, book a reading with me at anastasiadoesastrology.com. Next we have Aquarius Rising. So if you are an Aquarius Rising, you are not unconventional. You are very independent, very unique, very quirky, very rational, right? So what are you finding attractive? The opposite. You're finding attraction someone who might be a little bit more dramatic, a little bit loud, a little bit more ego-driven, you know, someone who's confident, someone who takes center stage and likes to talk about themselves. So you will be attracted to people who are big, who are confident and brave and bold. They may speak louder. They may have a gorgeous mane of hair, very kind of pronounced hair, like a regal lion, you know, voluminous hair. If it's a man, maybe it's like extra shiny, extra thick. So hair becomes really important, and their hair can be like very luscious. They can be louder, you know, like I said, have like a louder booming voice. They bring a lot of energy to the space. They may sort of like put their hand over here and like stretch out and just be like kind of play with the space, right? They're very noticeable. Your partner will be someone who's noticeable. You're noticeable too, but you're noticeable for your quirky outfits, right? They might be noticeable for the size of their head or the size of their hair or their bright outfit, their bright like makeup or their bright clothes. Like they're someone who is like good at grabbing attention and also very creative, I think. Maybe taller, may have like these strong broad shoulders. Just think of like the royal noble king with like a beautiful wig of hair or beautiful hair. And they may have, you know, they may have like a really cheerful smile. Leo rules the chest, so definitely, like I said, broad chest and broad shoulders. Maybe even like a golden kind of undertone to their skin because Leo rules the sun. Let me know how this resonates, if it describes the type of people you normally date. And if you'd like to know more, book a reading with me on my website, anastasiadoesastrology.com. Next, we have Pisces Rising. If you are a Pisces Rising, you are sensitive, spiritual, intuitive, sort of dreamy, right? Ethereal, mermaid-like type person. You are very kind towards other people, very aware of the pain in the world. And so what you find attractive is a lot of times the opposite of that. You find attractive a pragmatic, a realist, someone who is going to ground you, right? So physically, they can be someone who is like very put together. You see them as they're very like clean, they shower all the time, they wear clean clothes, they're very tidy. Not to say you're not, you're also this person, because your seventh house a lot of times is you in a relationship or kind of a projected image of you. But you know, they have this energy towards them where they're like organized, they follow the details, they're cool, calm, collected. They have kind of deep eyes too, because Virgo oftentimes has these like gentle eyes that are very curious, that are good at sort of sweeping the room, taking stock of everything, understanding everything. They're likely to be very fit, or they take really good care of themselves. They exercise a lot. Their body might like seem sort of, you know, maybe skinnier, thinner, but in reality, they dedicate a lot of attention to their health, because Virgo just in general tends to be very health conscious, and their stomach can be like really crucial to them, whether they exercise and take good care of it, whether they have like a six-pack, or they're very sensitive when it comes to you touching their stomach. They might be like more ticklish when it comes to that. They can blush more easily and can be like quite romantic and sensitive when it comes to that, but when you first meet them or like compare it to you, they might have like a more RBF, you know, resting judgment face, let's say it, even if they're not trying to be that. But like, yeah, they can also have like an element of like being quite like humble and maybe prudish, but a lot of times that prudish energy is just a facade, because Virgo has its own, you know, Virgo has a reputation to upkeep, but it's not always as prude as one might expect them to be. So this is it. I hope it resonated with the people you find attractive normally. If you ever want to book a reading with me, you can find me on anastasiadoesastrology.com. Like I said, there's also another video. I have either posted it already or about to post it, depending on when you're watching this. This other video, as of right now, there's 2, but I'm sure there will be more. And the other video talks about where you will meet your significant other, so the series will continue. If you have any suggestions on other houses you want me to cover, other relationship topics you want me to cover, let me know down below, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.